This is Shelley Kraft. We're coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Harris+Harris Group Meet the Portfolio Day at the NASDAQ market site right here in New York City. And speaking of Harris+Harris Group, I have the CEO, Doug Jamison, standing right next to me. Symbol TINY. It's a publicly traded company on none other than NASDAQ. Welcome to SNNLive. It's a heck of a show.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
And welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you very much. We always appreciate being on SNNLive.
It's great to have you. I don't know which company to talk about first. We've interviewed all of them. Each one of them in their own right, I could see what gets you so juiced up about them, not to use a pun, like the battery company. But, you know, what's your take on how they love doing this and what they get out of it?
Well, certainly the beauty of our job is to work with these fantastic CEOs and this diverse set of companies, really bringing new technologies to multiple markets, certainly in sectors in healthcare, clean tech, and electronics, but also, you know, thinking about waterproofing your electronics. What a great breakthrough potentially for the future for all of us who've dropped our phones in the water. You know, thinking further out and further reaching, you know, quantum computing that can really change the way we think about computing going forward. And then, you know, early on in the presentation, you saw Solazyme. Here's a company that went public on the NASDAQ last year. They make tailored oils. It's not just oil for flying planes, for boats. It's also the oils that you eat. So think of low cholesterol, think of no trans fats, think of less calories, but the same good tasting muffins, cookies, and ice cream. And of course, cosmetic products that are available as well. So great diversity of products, great diversity of companies. The one thing that brings them all together is they're commercializing nanotechnology-enabled solutions.
And the other thing is that they're all part of the Harris+Harris Group.
Yes, it's interesting. This is the third time we've hosted this event. We did the last one was a healthcare focus. This was some of our more mature portfolio companies. But the really interesting thing is you saw 10 of them today. There's another 15 in the portfolio that are maturing and have interesting products as well.
Well, I can tell you, I went inside and I looked around. You had a full presentation room, and I think what you had was private equity, fund managers, wealth management, some broker dealers. I mean, you had an assortment of people in there looking for ideas.
Certainly. So interesting. Harris+Harris Group, of course, is a micro-capitalization company. Many of the, three of the companies that presented today were public companies that in some definitions would all be micro-capitalization companies as well. So when you look at the audience, it's a great audience. There's certainly investment bankers and analysts looking for the next good idea, trying to understand these companies and the technologies and the directions they're going. But there's also investors, small institutions that would be interested in Harris+Harris Group, but because they're interested in Harris+Harris Group, might also be interested in the companies in that room as well. So a diverse audience, but it's a great opportunity for us to bring to our portfolio companies investors that may ultimately invest in them one day if they're public.
Doug, I'll tell you, this is a class act and a wonderful show that you put together. And I want our audience to know as much as they can about Harris+Harris Group. So the best way to do that is to give you a website.
Yeah, so you can find Harris+Harris Group on www.hhvc.com. You can also, of course, find us on NASDAQ Tiny as well. TINY. So, Doug, let me thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Jamison of the Harris+Harris Group, symbol TINY on NASDAQ. And we happen to be at the Harris+Harris Group Meet the Portfolio Day at the NASDAQ market site, where, Doug, you once rang the bell yourself going public here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're in New York City, and Doug, thanks for having us at your event. No, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have SNN at our events.
Thank you very much.